guys, it's Ty here, and today I thought I'd film this fox eye makeup look inspired by Alexa Demi. So if you think you can dig that, then grab your makeup and grab your obnoxiously large jugs of water and let's get it poppin'. What's up guys, it's Ty, and as you can see my eyebrows are already finished and my eyes are primed with concealer and set with powder, and I've also got some tape on the corners of my eyes just so I can achieve that really precise wing look. So I'm going to start with that taupey shade in my Morphe 35F palette, and I'm going to bring that shadow onto a small tapered brush, and I'm going to start by building that up in my outer corner. And then I'm going to take it across my eyelid, and I'm also going to be using that tape as a guideline to create my wing. And when I'm doing this, I'm just using little flicking motions, and I'm applying most of my pressure in the outer corner, and then I'm mitigating that pressure when I move on to other areas of my eye. I told partner, bring the pressure. And because this is a really smoky eye look, you want to build your colors up. You don't want to initially go in with too much eyeshadow on your brush because that's going to make it a little bit harder to blend. So like I said, we're just building those colors up and we're doing that layer by layer. And there is a decent amount of blending that goes into creating this eye look, so I hope you stretched today, girl. I hope you did your yoga, because we are blending like we just got a check in the mail for it. And now I'm moving into that second shade, and I'm just taking that on a fluffy flat brush, and I'm going to be putting that directly over top where I put that first shade, and I'm maintaining the same pattern. So like I said previously, I'm just starting in my outer corner, building that color up, and then I'm going to drag it across my lid, and then I'm going to use that tape to form my wing. And I am absolutely all the way here for this tape trick, guys. It's much more forgiving than when you're going in freehand, because when you go to remove that tape, you're gonna have such a clean cut and pristine edge. You're gonna be a brand new bitch, just wait. And it doesn't leave much room for error because it's gonna take away all of those little mistakes. And I also want to mention that this video is obviously sped up just for the sake of it not being as long as a Tarantino film, so if you see me moving rather quickly, like I said, it's just because this video is sped up. Oh, and also guys, I want to apologize profusely for the lighting situation I have going on in this video. I guess my camera just wasn't focusing or something. I don't know, I'm not a tech savvy person, but I will try my best to make sure that that does not happen in the future. And now I'm taking that next brown shade and I'm picking up a minuscule amount of that on the same brush, and I'm just going to use that to blend all of my shadows together to make sure we have a really nice transition. And I really enjoy this look. It's so cute and so high fashion, but it's also really simple to create, and that's always a bonus. So now I'm just taking a clean, fluffy brush, it doesn't have anything on it, and I'm using that to blend out a little more. And I think you'll find it really rewarding to blend out your shadows with a clean brush because it's not adding any additional product to the area. So it's gonna make it really seamless and airbrushed, hopefully. And now I'm just taking that black and I'm putting that on a flat smudger brush, and I'm starting by dragging it across my eyelid And you want it as close to your lash line as you possibly can, and then you also want it to hug that tape. And you don't want to pack too much of this on because we want it to blend out really smoothly and really easily, and we don't want it to overpower any of the shadows that we just previously applied. And as you can see, when I'm blending that out, it blends out really nicely because I didn't go in with a heavy amount. Awesome possum. And now I'm going back into that taupey shade that I began with, and I'm taking that on the same tapered brush, and I'm going to be applying that right above my crease from about the bridge of my nose halfway under my brow. We're not dragging it out all the way to the outer corner, and this is just going to give us a little pop of color. And then I'm taking that second shade I used on a flat fluffy brush, and I'm putting that directly under where I put that taupey shade. And this is going to give us the illusion that we have a lot more eyelid space than we actually do. And in the photograph of Alexa Demi, she had a really warm brown in the beginning of her crease. So I was just trying to imitate that as best as I could. And now it's time to form that wing on the inner corner. So I'm just taking that black shade and a small angled brush, and I'm elongating my inner corner, so I'm starting a little past where my inner corner naturally starts, and then I'm forming a triangle and bringing that line to the beginning of my lower lash line. And I'm really sorry guys, I am straight garbage and you couldn't even see this part. I tried to explain it the best I could, I'm so sorry. And now it's time to remove that tape, and whew, look at that cross section. Do you guys ever watch Babish when he cuts his food in half and he admires the cross section? That's like the best part. Alrighty, and now it's time to move into the face. So I'm starting with my Maybelline Hydrating Primer, and instead of focusing that primarily in my T-zone, I'm gonna put that all over my face. And then while that soaks into my skin, I'm gonna hydrate. Stay hydrated, guys. I am here to keep you hydrated. Like, it's so important. I'm serious. Do what I say. And now I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl concealer in the shade Toffee. I like to start with a concealer that matches my skin tone, and I'm just gonna use that to cover up all of those dark spots and all of those acne scars, and it's gonna give me an extra layer of security under my foundation, and this way my foundation doesn't have to work as hard to achieve that coverage. And now I'm taking my damp beauty sponge and I'm just blending that out all over my face. And you can see as I start to blend, it really is covering up all of those little flaws and those things that I'd rather people not see, so A+. And now I'm ready to move into foundation. So I'm taking my Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Maple, and I'm gonna put that on a foundation brush and buff that into my skin all over my face. And be mindful around that eye area, because I have done my foundation before and wiped off an entire wing and I was mortified. And be careful around your brows too, because girl, I've seen some tragic days of just wiping away all of the work that I spent so much time doing with my foundation. And now I'm just going back over that with my damp beauty sponge, and even when you use a brush to apply your foundation, I think it can be really helpful to go back over it with a sponge, because sometimes brushes leave those little lines and that is not a look. And now I'm ready to go in with concealer, so I'm taking my NARS concealer in the shade Ginger, and I'm just going to be applying that under my eyes and on my chin and down the bridge of my nose. And I like to let my concealer just kind of chill on my face for a little minute to maximize the coverage. So I'm going to hydrate some more, and yeah. I'm really impatient though, so we'll see how long that lasts. And because I like to be proactive and a multitasker, I'm gonna go in with my first layer of mascara, and this is my Maybelline mascara. Guys, I do not wear falsies. I know it is absolutely tragic. I just never got into them because they irritate my eyes. But for the sake of advancing my makeup skills, I am going to pick some up and get adjusted to them so I can wear them for you guys. And then I'm going to be putting a little bit of my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer right over where I put that NARS concealer. And I'm just doing that because it's a brighter shade, so it's going to have more of a brightening effect. And now I'm finally ready to blend that out, and I'm doing that with my damp beauty sponge. And when you guys are blending out your under eye concealer, take the opportunity to clean up under your eyes even more. Because even though we use that tape to get a really flawless edge, it still just wouldn't hurt to go back in and clean it up more. And now I'm going to take my Airspun powder, and I'm going to set all of the places where I concealed. And I like this powder because it's really lightweight and it's really affordable, and it smells like the 60s. I don't know, it just gives me like vintage vibes, the smell. I don't know. And I hope everyone is safe and sane during quarantine. I know this is a really stressful time for everybody, and I'm sending you guys lots of love and lots of good vibes and hydration, and try to be kind to each other. Kindness goes a long way. Alright, so I learned this next trick from watching Leslie Marie's videos. So basically when you go to apply powder in your smile lines, blow your face out, because if you keep your face firm and you set powder in those lines, it's more likely to crease because you're just pressing it into those lines that are already there. And now I'm just taking my Maybelline setting powder in the shade Medium Deep, and I'm going to be setting all of the areas of my face where I didn't apply that Airspun powder. And I'm looking super ashy, but don't worry, we're gonna warm the face up, girl. Don't even worry about it. And the only places where I bake are under my contour, so as soon as I'm finished setting my face, I typically go right in and dust all of that powder away. And when it comes to under my eyes, I usually use tapping motions as opposed to swiping motions, because I don't want the makeup under that powder to move. And my hair was messing me up a little bit, but it's okay, girl, we fixed it. We're still living our best lives. It is all good in the neighborhood. And now I'm going to warm up my face, so I'm taking my NYX matte bronzer in the shade Deep Tan, and I'm taking a very large fluffy brush, and I'm just going to use that to contour my nose. And then I'm gonna take a blending brush and I'm just gonna blend that out a little more so it's not so harsh. And sorry if my voice is raspy, guys. I've attempted this voiceover a million times. Alrighty, and now it's time to bronze my cheeks. So I'm taking a bronzer brush and I'm just warming up my face. And now that I'm looking back at this video, I realize that I did not bronze my jawline. And I literally never do that, so I am just mourning my unbronzed jawline. Rip. And then I'm just going to be taking that same airspun powder and I'm going to be cutting under my bronze and baking under there. So I'm going to leave that powder on for the amount of time that it takes me to finish the rest of my face. And it is almost time for blush, and that's my favorite part other than highlighter, so I'm excited. And I'm using my BH Cosmetics Vanilla Cream Truffle Blush Palette. I absolutely nut over these blush palettes, guys, and they smell so good. Like, girl, if you are not huffing these blush palettes, I'm here to tell you, get your life, because they smell so good. And I'm just putting that on my cheeks and on the tip of my nose, and I also like to dust that across my nose and under my eyes. And now I'm moving into highlighter, so I'm taking my Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped, and the shade I'm going to be using is Summer. And I'm taking a fluffy brush to apply that to the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, under my brows, over my brows. And I live, I breathe, I die, and I will be buried in Anastasia highlighters. I love them so much. And then I'm just taking my fan brush and I'm gonna apply highlighter to the high points of my cheeks, right above where I put that blush. And now I'm going to be taking that brown from my Morphe palette and I'm going to be using that to smoke out my lower lash line, and that's the only thing I'm going to be doing under my eyes. And now I'm going to go in with my second mascara, and all of these mascaras are from Maybelline. I really wanted eyelash extensions, but because of quarantine, I am unable to live out that dream, so I will just continue to have little baby lashes that you can't see. And now I'm finally ready to dust away the bake under my bronze, and then I'm also going to blend out my entire face so there's no harsh lines. Ugh, and I am absolutely cringing at that lighting situation. Like I said before, I am so sorry. Are you cringing with me? We can bond over mutual cringing. And now it's time to move into the lips. So I'm taking my NYX lip liner in the shade Brown, and I'm just going to be using that to line my lips and fill them in as well. And again, guys, I'm so sorry you can't even see this part. The headassery is unbearable today. And then I'm going to be using that same lip liner to fill in my lips a little bit as well. Oh wow, well I actually showed you that part. Headass. And now I'm just taking my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Abu Dhabi, and I'm applying that all over my lips. And then I'm gonna take my Mario Rose Water Spray, and I'm gonna spray that all over my face. And this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I love you, and stay